Hi friends! This book is called Our 8 Nights of Hanukkah by Michael J. Rosen and illustrated by DyAnne DiSalvo-Ryan. The very first night of Hanukkah, we polished the silver menorah that was my great-grandma's. She brought it from Russia maybe 100 years ago. It's the oldest thing in the house, I think. We all say the prayers together as we light the Shamash. That's the tallest candle, and touch it to the first night's candle. Baby Audrey just burbles, but that kind of sounds like Hebrew. Then we sing Hanukkah songs and take turns reading a story that's even older than Great-Grandma's menorah. It's the 2,000-year-old true story about this small group of Jews led by Judah Maccabee, who didn't want to worship statues of cows and give up being Jewish. So they fought against this huge, powerful Syrian army. But by a real miracle, the Maccabees won. Nobody in that story gave Hanukkah presents, especially the ones with superheroes or batteries. They were just glad to be free to be Jews. On the second night, at Grandma and Grandpa's, we light 2 candles with the Shamash. Then we take turns grating potatoes so that Grandma can fry us all potato pancakes. We always eat too many Latkes and lots of homemade applesauce too. The Latkes are really crispy, kind of like French fry pancakes, because Grandma fries them in oil. The oil is supposed to remind us of the lamp that the Maccabees found in the wrecked temple. It only had about 1 day's worth of oil in it, but it burned for 8 days. This was a sign that God was on their side, and this is why Hanukkah lasts for 8 days. Mom says Grandma's latkes last 8 days in her stomach, too. You know what's funny? Our dog comes with us to Grandma's, too. And we don't give him latkes, but the next day you can smell the latkes in his fur. On the third night, the Shamash lights 3 candles as we search the house for things that we want to give away as presents. See, our family has this tradition. Before we get any gifts, we gather all the toys and clothes that we don't think that we'll use next year. We're not rich, but our closets have plenty of clothes and toys. Some toys we don't even have time to play with. So, we give these as gifts to people who aren't as lucky as we are, because Mom likes to remind us that Jews believe in tzedakah, which means that even little kids have something extra they can give. After that, we paint cards in wrapping paper. We decorate them with glitter and snowflakes, but nothing really Jewish or Christian. Who knows what holiday the kids who receive our gifts are going to celebrate? We just write happiness and peace, since that's all really we wish. On the 4th night, with 5 candles glowing in the windows, we wrap our gifts, after we make sure there aren't any loose parts or missing cards or lost men. We erase our smudgy fingerprints and the stray crayon marks so that everything looks brand new. Then each gift is wrapped with our homemade paper. This is also the night that our temple has its big Hanukkah party. We bundle up and walk there. The best part is seeing all the lights. The menorah is burning in some windows and trees twinkling in others. The lights tell you who's Jewish and who's not, which you don't really know the rest of the year. When I said that to my dad, he said, "Well, Hanukkah's a chance to be proud of your religion." All the kids from religious school come with their families. We have cookies shaped in the Star of David, and there's cider and coffee, Israeli dancing, and a play about Maccabees with aluminum foil swords. The preschoolers always dressed up as singing dreidels and spin around. I did when I was little, and it made me dizzy. On the 5th night, we have our big family dinner with Grandma and Grandpa and maybe some other relatives. I think all the Jewish holidays are about getting together with your family. Friends from my regular school who don't really know about Hanukkah come too. On that night, we say the candle lighting prayers in Hebrew and English. For dessert, Dad gives everyone a net bag with chocolate coins wrapped in gold foil. And then Grandpa says he can beat anyone in a game of Dreidel. It's not very hard, a hard game. It's just spinning a spinning top with 4 Jewish letters. Nun, Gimel, Hai, and Shin, on one on each side. The Hebrew letters stand for Nes, Gadol, Haya, Sham. Grandpa translates it for anyone who can't speak Hebrew, and mine isn't that good. It means a great miracle happened there. 2,000 years ago? Everybody probably spoke Hebrew really well back then. At the end of the game, which is mostly laughing because we keep eating our winnings, Grandpa gives all us kids Hanukkah geld, real silver dollars, to save for college. The 6th night after we light the menorah, we drive our gifts to a shelter. The people there know kids who don't even have houses. Last year, we sent our presents to our neighbors' cousins. They lost almost everything in a gigantic flood, even their dog, although they found him 1 month later. Later, we shop for family presents. Mom and Dad take baby Audrey, but we older kids go with Grandpa and Grandma. They make weird suggestions about what to get our parents, like kitchen towels or trivets. But we've already hunted a lot about what we'd like, but our parents always surprise us. Grandma and Grandpa never try to buy us clothes. We all go to giant toy stores to look for things that we really need, and Grandma will say, well, I don't know, we'll see. But then Grandpa says he's going to find the restroom, and he sneaks back to find just what we wanted. Each year on the 7th night, we light our menorah at our very best of all friends' houses. They celebrate Christmas, but they like Mom's Latkes as much as we do. So we bring over a giant platter of them. After dinner, they surprise us with Hanukkah presents, and we help them trim their tree with cranberries and tinsel and ornaments that their cats haven't broken. When the tree is finished, the room is lit only by our menorah's flames and the strands of Christmas lights. We tuck the presents we bought them under the tree and eat the cookies I've sometimes helped decorate earlier in the day. Did I tell you that our Hanukkah is also about people of different religions living alongside one another? On the last night of Hanukkah, with all 9 candles burning, we open our gifts, one at a time, so that everyone can watch and no one gets cheated out of a thank you hug. Our dog gets presents too, even though he isn't Jewish. Half of the presents we made ourselves, and the rest we bought with saved up allowance. Plus, there are packages from relatives who live too far away to come over. But while we're still sitting on the floor among all the ribbons and the boxes, Dad usually says something besides thank you, everybody. He always says something like, aren't we lucky to be able to celebrate our holiday with everyone in our family in this safe place? It's a miracle. Well, now I know that he doesn't mean a great miracle like in the first Hanukkah story, but maybe it's a tiny one. And maybe lots of tiny miracles add up to one great one if you think about the whole world and all those menorahs glowing and lots of windows and all that light. That was our 8 nights of Hanukkah.